Hello, welcome to New Filmmaker LA in partnership with Movie Maker Magazine. I'm Nick Novicki, the founder and director of the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. The Film Challenge is an annual competition that puts disability in the entertainment spotlight. We give people with disabilities opportunities in front of and behind the camera. Most importantly, our work is leading to jobs. Now, I'm so excited that we have the co-writers, the star, and the director of the film Extra Special, which is an amazing film. We're going to talk to them in a minute, but first, let's watch a clip.
I'm getting my name on the Walk of Fame in St. Louis, so I'm really happy.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely good. Give me one more. Oh, that's so good. Can you please not get in the shot? Thank you.
Oh my God, these people.
I don't.
It's been really nice. You know, I've been to see the sights. I got to see the archway, and that was super fun. And
Andy, is it Arias? Arias.
yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Here we go. And we are back with the star and I believe co-writer of the film.
I did not write the film. I produced. I produced and suggested items, but I didn't. None of the writing.
Okay. Well, Mr. Andy Arias.
Yes.
And,
I like the fancy twist on my last name. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working on it all day.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
And next up, we have the director, writer, and producer, Luke Terrell.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Andy. How we doing?
Hi.
And how cool is this, Luke? I believe you are calling in from St. Louis.
I'm here in St. Louis, which is also where we shot the film.
Yes. Woo, St. Louis.
Yeah,
St.
there's
Louis.
some good St. Louis references in the film for sure.
Yes.
And Andy, I believe you're in LA, right?
I am definitely in LA. You know, St. Louis is a great place to visit.
No, it is a great, I love St. Louis. My wife, her family's from there. I love it.
Oh, wow.
So for those people out there that haven't seen Extra Special, can you guys describe what the film's all about?
Sure. In the film, Andy is an aspiring model / actor living in LA who has received an email saying that he has won a special award and that he should come to St. Louis to receive the award. The award is on the Walk of Fame in St. Louis, which is a real thing. We have a Walk of Fame with stars on a famous street here in St. Louis. So it follows Andy's character who's very extra. He brings his cat with him and tries to enjoy the sights of St. Louis. And then the twist in the story is that we find out the award was actually intended to be for Ryan O'Connell of Netflix's Special fame. And they had thought that Andy was the same guy. They thought he was Ryan O'Connell. And so that's kind of the big joke. And then Andy has to make the decision, do I still accept this award or do I tell them? And we'll let you watch the film to find out.
Yes.
And so this year we gave you the genre that it had to be. This year it had to be a mockumentary film. It had to have certain themes, certain props, so that we knew it was done over the course of this 1 week. But let's talk a little bit about the inspiration of this film. Andy, did this come from, do people ever think you're somebody else? I know it happens to me as a little person.
You know, you look up gay actor in Hollywood, my face pops up at least a couple of times. So I'm sure that somewhere somebody Googled something and saw me and Ryan. I was like, well, one's in a chair, one's not. Who's who? So yeah, it happens. When Glee was out, I got mistaken for that kid all the time. Oh, you're on Glee. No, I am not on Glee. But, I think we did it kind of to show Hollywood that there are more than a couple of gay actors with disabilities in Hollywood. So it was really fun to do. And I love the creative process with Luke and the team. I mean, they were just all for it, and I was along for the ride. So
awesome. And Luke, and how did this? What was the inspiration for you to work with Andy? Were you guys talking about this whole process of, fish out of water and in St. Louis? Talk about inspiration from your point of view.
Yeah, so Andy approached me. We had met in LA and we're friends and have been in contact. Andy asked if we should team up this year. I was excited about working with Andy, but I was not excited about doing a Zoom video for the challenge. And I expressed that to Andy, and he immediately, to his credit, was like, I will come out to St. Louis. And so really the inspiration then came, it was ironic to me that Andy, this person living in Hollywood, acting and modeling out there, is going to leave Hollywood, come to St. Louis to work on this, to like catch a break or like work on this project. So that's really where the inspiration started. And then I think being in St. Louis and being a filmmaker in St. Louis, everyone that's in that space out here kind of has a chip on their shoulder. Like, just because we live in St. Louis doesn't mean we can't do it. And so playing off those two things together, and then the fact that we have the Walk of Fame, which I always thought is kind of funny but cute, it just all sort of organically came together. And I co-wrote it with another friend in LA, Greg Roquet, who's an incredible screenwriter, and it's the second film challenge that we co-wrote together. So,
and he also has a disability as well, right?
He does, yeah. So he's in a chair. He's a quadriplegic, and he got an MFA at UCLA for screenwriting. And he's a comedian, does a lot of stand-up, and was on Comedy Central's Roast Battle. So he's got a great sense of humor, and he's just a great collaborator on these types of projects. So I was lucky to work with him again.
I was just gonna mention, I saw the quality of Luke's work before, and I was like, okay, I wanna get close to winning this thing. So I'm gonna work with Luke, because I was like, his filmmaking skills were awesome, and I was like, I gotta work with this guy, and that was one of the reasons that I had to go to St. Louis.
I mean, it's smart. You find a ringer and you try to hop on that train.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna write those coattails all the way to the Oscars some days.
Well, I think vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, you were nominated for Best Actor and really gave such an unbelievable performance that I've heard from a lot of casting directors and people in the industry about, man, this guy is got unbelievable timing and just great acting. So I think you showed everything that you're great at as an actor, and I think it was written to you, specifically for you. I mean, certainly felt like you guys were writing from an authentic point of view, and I think it really helped to have a wheelchair user also be a co-writer on this, because it felt like you were able to really write the nuances, and make it feel really authentic and just organic, and not really, hit people over the head with you being in a wheelchair. It just was more, I think, funny that you think you're collecting an award, and
right.
It's not you. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
So
I do want to give a quick shout out for Andy too. We were just 2 weekends ago in the Miracle Makers Film Festival in Los Angeles, and Andy won Best Comedy Actor. So, I mean, obviously his performance, I think, speaks for itself. And it made my job really easy too. It made the edit a lot easier. We had a lot of great takes. A lot of it was ad-libbing. A lot of it was setting up a scene and letting Andy be Andy. And so it made it easy for me.
What made it really nice too is that you gave me sort of that guideline, and you gave me some assignments, movies to watch. sort of the vibe you wanted to go with. And I watched them and really got the tone and said, okay, this is what I have to do. So that was good too.
And there were so many great subtle moments in the film where, you know, just little moments where Andy is just like defeated in the moment where he's just like, ah. And it was just like, you know, a moment with like a sigh, and you're like, oh, it's so great. Like, you don't need any more. Like, that's exactly, you're just either a look or, you know, a moment. Like, I loved how you guys captured these little moments of, look, we're just in an awkward mistake, you know, and I liked it, just the tone and the pacing so much.
Yeah, the nonverbal parts are actually my favorite, you know, where you catch the hat flying off in the rain in front of the museum and just random stuff where you're just like, what is that? Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean, this must have been, Andy, you've been, you know, acting for quite a while. Must have felt good to be, you know, like have a role really tailored for you, and, you know, to have Luke and to have, you know, your other co-writer really write your strengths into this film and to build the project around you. And then I think really the whole disability community really got behind it and promoted it in a big way. The awareness was, you know, phenomenal, and not just from people in the entertainment industry, you know, because as I said, I've had a lot of casting directors specifically reach out and being like, he's phenomenal. And same thing with producers, but really the people within the disability community, I loved, you know, how it felt like they really embraced that. Andy, can you talk about the experience? You know, how did this feel? You know, you've been doing this for a long time. How did this particular film and this year's film challenge, how did it feel towards you, and what takeaways do you have?
You know, it's so great because I think I have been working for a long time, and, you know, I've had a regular job too, but, you know, getting validated from the art community, from my peers, from casting directors. It's funny because I got a call from CBS the day after the awards. They're like, we need you to put yourself on tape for us. We don't know what we want, but we want you to put yourself on tape. And I've auditioned more after the film challenge than I had in the last 4 years. And I think it's like, it was like an awakening for many folks to say like, oh, that's what Andy can do. Oh, wow. Because sometimes people just see me on social media and they don't get it, or they see little projects that I've done and they forget. But I think the embrace from the disability community and then the non-disabled community, and then the way Luke captured the quality of the film, like the actual edits and all that, he was really able to get the best of me and the best of where we were. And I think that speaks volumes, because you can be a great actor and have not so good filming, and then people don't pay attention to the acting, they pay attention to the quality of the film. And I think the quality of the film really allows my talent to shine through better, which, you know, is an odd to, you know, to Luke and the team, because they, you know, they weren't wet like I was most of the time. They weren't sitting in water, but they were, you know, running around in the rain. I've given them that, but it was really great. When I saw the film, I was really moved by it and really thought, okay, this is going to be a big thing. And I felt it when I saw it. And I don't usually feel that when I see things from myself, you know?
Well,
so it's just a really great thing to get to experience.
And you know, I think it's rare, you know, frequently within the disability community to have such a cool three-dimensional, you know, role created for any disability, you know, for anybody.
Yeah.
And I think that you know, you took that opportunity and shined with it and did such great work. And you know, Luke, I think he owes you dinner or something, man. Yeah.
I'll
No,
get you
vice
some
versa.
fried
I mean,
ravioli, Luke.
Yeah.
you guys really collaborated so well together. And it just, I really hope that we continue to see more projects from the two of you. Luke, it seems like disability inclusion is important to you. You've made a film for the Film Challenge, the last 5 years, or, you've really done great projects year in, year out. Why is disability inclusion so important to you?
It traces back initially to one of my best friends in college was a guy with muscular dystrophy. And I ended up, he actually asked me to start filming moments in his life. And so that organically grew into a 4-year journey, documentary feature making journey. And then when I moved out to LA, that was sort of the community that I was seeking out, and sort of the intersection of entertainment and disability. I met David Zimmerman really early on, and he kind of brought me into this world, and I'm so grateful for that. It was not shortly after being in LA that I was told about the Film Challenge and made my first one, and met just so many incredible people. And it's just been this awesome journey ever since then. And I feel so blessed to be colleagues with the Film Challenge community, and to get to participate and collaborate and share cool ideas and stories. So it traces back to my buddy Gabe, but now it's been a great adventure since then, and getting to work with people like Andy. And I'd be remiss to not mention Elizabeth was our other actor in the story. And she was somebody that, Nick, you told me to reach out to because you knew she was in St. Louis. So we've become friends now, and we're excited to keep working together too, and bring a bit of a Midwest presence to the challenge.
And I think ultimately, like when I created the Disability Film Challenge now almost 9 years ago, the whole goal was to have people create films that were the kind of projects that we weren't being cast in. And and not make the projects about disability, just making cool projects, which I think you really did here. I don't know if there's a better example of that. I mean, just such a cool, fun, right to Andy's strengths, let Andy shine, let him just be funny and the way he is, and that's really what the Film Challenge was all about in one part, and the other part was collaborating and getting those kind of connections. So I just love that you were able to pick up the phone. Hey, we live in St. Louis, and you're able to work together. So, that is really cool. Now, what's next for you guys? Do you guys have anything coming up? Or you kind of, I hope this continues on. You guys have a great film here. Do something else. Next year's Film Challenge.
I've already thought about it, and Luke doesn't know this, but I'm already thinking about another project we could work on together, because I think honestly the magic we were able to create in 5 minutes, if we're able to do a feature out of that, I think it's going to be an amazing thing. I know funding is always a challenge for like big films, so before I bring an idea to Luke, I want to see how we can work that out. So so one of us can make some money, or both of us, right? But I would be remiss to say that if you haven't bought your tickets for Flappers on the 29th, I will be performing with Mr. Nick Novicki and some other amazing people from the Disability Film Challenge. So come check us out. It'll be highly inappropriate and very much fun. But I have, I'm on hold for a bunch of different projects right now, because I've auditioned for so many things since the Film Challenge. And I think that, I'm just ready to work. I think this, I haven't shared this story with Luke, but I was laying in bed in St. Louis. I was laying in my red hotel room and saying, if this is what after the long, soggy day in the rain, and I was laying in bed saying, if this is what it is, a 12-hour day of shooting, and then, just collapsing on the bed, that I could do this. This is like, this is something I could do every day of my life, and I'm cool with that. I'd quit my job like that, and I have a good job, but I would do that. So that was kind of like the moment where everything sort of tweaked, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do this full time. And that was it. And that's thanks to Luke, right, and the team for, giving me that spark back.
It's awesome. And Luke?
Yeah, so I've written out a treatment for a feature-length version of our story, and I think, it's an industry where you kind of got to wait for the right moment sometimes. So we'll see what happens with that. I know, this is a lifelong friendship and creative partnership between me and Andy. I am working on a documentary right now that does center around a young adolescent with CP. And so, we brought Andy in to consult, and we've worked with other Film Challenge participants from past years on that project as well. And we're going to be submitting that at the end of this year, starting in September. So, and we're still looking for partners on that. So if there are people out there that want to be involved on a great documentary project, it's been a 6-year endeavor for us.
Wow.
And I also am very passionate about this story, Good Kings, Bad Kings, which I see Jim Lebrecht just got attached to. I've been emailing the author and her agent since 2018. So I'm excited
Shout
to
out,
see
Jim.
that. Yeah, I'm excited to see
Shout
where
out Jim Lebrecht. He's a
Right.
Film
No,
Challenge
he's
judge.
my friend, so he has to call you at least, Luke. So there we go.
I've sent approximately 35 emails to Susan Nussbaum and her agent. So I'm going to try wiggling I will make coffee. I will do anything to work on that project. And I'm excited for it, and that Jim's attached now. It's really cool. So
That's awesome. Now, well, just think about this. Look, you've been working on one project for 6 years. You did this one in the course of a week, and then you got in Variety, and Jim Lebrecht saw it, and he voted, so the good news is it doesn't matter if it takes years or it takes within a week. It's about creating and about doing what you're passionate about and telling a cool, inclusive story. And I can't thank the both of you guys enough for your talent, for your support. And I feel honored to be collaborating with you, working with you, and having you a part of the Film Challenge family. Where can people find you?
Andy's Wheels with a Z on Instagram and Twitter. And then if you put in Andy Arias actor on Facebook, you can find me there. And my email and my website is theandyarias.com. So, yep.
Awesome.
I'm a Facebook guy currently. Nick's been riding me to.
We got to get him on Instagram.
I'll get back on Instagram at some point, and I have a website currently under construction. But Facebook is the easiest way right now to find me and reach me.
Great.
He's not hiding out, people. He just doesn't have Instagram.
People are looking at that mustache and they're saying, wait a minute, is he undercover? What's going on here? Well, you guys, you are such creative, smart, talented people. And I just love that you found each other through the Film Challenge and we're able to just create something which really and truly is one of my favorite films, I think, from the challenge in general. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wow. And yeah. I know both of you, and we're all friends, and I've seen you guys do great things in other entities through the challenge. But I saw this and I was like, wow, this is special. So not to throw your name into it, but
it's so good.
I did.
It got high praise from Ryan too. Ryan saw it and he loved it. So
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah,
you literally it was almost like targeted to be on special season 3.
Right. I'm like, hello, Ryan.
So unfortunately, Ryan ended special on that, but I talked to him. He loved the film. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you did too. But he was sharing about it, and it's just so great. So make sure you guys check them out and continue to see the great work they do. Thank you again for your talent and your support, and I look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon.
Yes, sometime soon.
Thank you, Nick. Obviously, we're so grateful and indebted to you and all you do for making the challenge happen and just for the community at large.